Let's say you earn 1 million rand a year. So you decide to do a good deed. You slide a neat stack of 100,000 rand across the table to a local charity. A lot of taxpayers assume the South African Revenue Service is going to reward that generosity by effectively reimbursing the entire amount at the end of the tax year. The logic usually goes like this. If you give away 100,000 rand, you can just deduct that full amount directly from your final tax bill. That is completely incorrect. Section 18A is not a magical tax loophole, and making a charitable donation is never free. Treating charity as some sort of free tax trick is a complete misreading of the law, and if you plan your finances around that idea, you are in for a very nasty surprise when tax season rolls around. To see what actually happens to your money, we have to stop looking at your final tax bill and look at where the calculation actually starts, your taxable income. This chart represents your 1 million rand income. Under Section 18A, your 100,000 rand donation detaches from the top of your earnings, effectively lowering your taxable income down to approximately 900,000 rand. You aren't saving 100,000 rand in taxes, you are only saving the tax you would have paid on that specific chunk of money, and that number is entirely decided by your marginal tax rate. If you sit in the 41, you are still paying a real out-of-pocket cost of approximately 59,000 rand. A Section 18A deduction does not erase the cost of giving. It simply acts as a discount on your generosity, scaled exactly to your specific tax bracket. Of course, SARS doesn't just take your word for it. They enforce strict administrative checkpoints, and that math only works if your transaction passes legal scrutiny. For starters, there is a ceiling. You cannot automatically deduct an unlimited amount. Deductions are generally capped at 10% of your taxable income for the year. You also have to make a genuine donation. If you are paying for goods, services, or advertising space, or a membership fee, that money does not qualify. Most importantly, you need the right paperwork. You must have a valid Section 18A receipt from a recognized public benefit organization. It has to clearly show the organization's name, your name, the date, the exact amount, and their specific Section 18A approval details. If you fail to secure that exact piece of paper, or if you miss any of those administrative checkpoints, your deduction collapses under SARS scrutiny, and you absorb the full cost of the donation yourself. So, if it requires all this math and administration, why does the government intentionally choose to collect less tax just because you made a donation? Section 18A is a deliberate cost-sharing partnership. The state wants to ensure essential public benefits, like disaster recovery and food security, get the funding they need. To make that happen, the government agrees to absorb a portion of the financial burden. They reduce your tax liability to incentivize your private wealth to step up and fund the public good. Give real money because you genuinely believe in the cause. Treat the resulting tax deduction as welcome partial relief, not a full refund. Always verify your chosen charity's approval status before you transfer in money, and diligently file those receipts away for your tax records. The system is not designed to make a donor financially whole. Its true purpose is to share the cost of charitable giving, ensuring the charity gets the full benefit of your money, while you receive a fair measure of relief. As always, this video is for general educational purposes only, and is not personal tax advice. Consult SARS or a registered South African tax practitioner for advice about your unique circumstances.